What made me write Who Made These Stupid Rules? Yeah, I built my own businesses over the years, and I've worked for small businesses, worked for mid-sized, family-owned, fast-moving, quick and nimble businesses, and worked for the global conglomerate, 40,000 employee, publicly traded global companies. And all along the way, I was always looking for different answers, a different way to do it, a different way to innovate, a different way to grow, a different way to view a problem, a different way to break a problem down, seize opportunities. And so a lot of the things that I wasn't able to try in the corporate world or in the business world, I was able to put into my own small businesses and bang my head on the wall to say, when people will give me the stupid rules back, that'll never work, this isn't what we do, no one's going to buy that, others have tried it and failed, yada, 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 throw it out. I would try it in my own small business, and it would work. And it used to drive me crazy. Because I say, this is working, but I couldn't explain that it was working in a side business at the time when you're working for someone else. You don't want to make anybody nervous. And so I was always looking for a different way to do it. And I found when I was building my own insurance agency, and I tell people this all the time when we do these big corporate events, dedication and enthusiasm is infectious. And if people can feel that drive and they can feel that passion, they'll follow you along. And they'll start giving you ideas, and now you can innovate together. And that was part of the process of writing the portion of the book, the chapter in the book, building a team of allies. It's not about a whole bunch of yes people. It's about giving a little bit of ownership to everyone on your team, inviting that discussion, looking at the end goal, and then figuring out how we get there. And so when I was able to jump out of the corporate world several years ago, I started writing, and I would write all day. And my beloved wife would leave the house in the morning to go to work, and I would sit at the laptop and at my desk, and I would sit there and type. And then all of a sudden the door would open and she would be coming home. It'd be 6 o'clock at night. It was like, oh my gosh, I've written for 12 hours today. And just write, and I was laughing and I was giggling and coming up with all these stories and was bringing up all of these ideas that I had had over the years. And now, being able to give that back and being able to show a different way to view it, where someone can look at some of the obstacles that I overcame, some of the successes and some of the failures and some of the way that I view it, for good or bad, just to get the idea wheels turning, to get people to seize and recognize opportunities, learn how to capture them, learn how to foster them to invite. When we talk about opportunity knocking, inviting opportunity to knock, those are the sort of things that I wanted to do. So it wasn't about fame and fortune. It wasn't about being a best-selling author. It wasn't about any of that. It was just simply trying to give back. And it's turned into this wonderful vehicle to be able to inspire and grow and motivate. And we've started the Sliced Bread speaking tour and doing these corporate events and workshops and trainings. And it's just this fabulous journey and this grand adventure of showing people that a little bit of innovation and a little bit of inspiration can drive a little result, and then can drive another result, and then drive more results. And if we start fostering that mindset and people start questioning why not, and don't fall into those self-imposed limitations, those self-imposed rules, and start breaking through some of those obstacles, we'll find that things we had never even dreamed of before are now possible. So when people ask me, why did you write this book? Did you ever want to be an author? No, I never thought of it. But I had the opportunity, I recognized it, and I seized it. And I don't know how many copies of the book will sell over the decades. And I hope that we can do more and more and more series of this, case studies, and showing how some of these ideas and some of these concepts put into action for other small businesses and other mid-sized companies and large corporations, and show that framework of building the roadmap, looking at the end goal, seizing opportunities along the way, and fostering a little bit of ownership. That's my goal. That's my dream. Why did I write Who Made These Stupid Rules? It was to show people a different way, and hopefully just provoke a little bit of thought. One idea can turn into your dreams. Who would I like to be interviewed by? Oh, wow, you're going to make me put this on camera. Inner blushing Adam. I would love to be interviewed by Lara Spencer from Good Morning America someday. And my ultimate dream for that is I would actually love to do it on a tennis court, as long as it wasn't brandished to the entire country how badly she beat me. At least we can do some optics and make it look closer than it is. I'd get smoked. I haven't played tennis in so long now. But I think that would be a really fun interview. And just to add a little icing on the cake, I could even bring a bottle of rosé that we can share afterwards. And we can get one for Amy as well. Another person I'd want to be interviewed by would be Wolf Blitzer, believe it or not. And I have no idea what we would actually talk about, but I can remember he's such an interesting person to me. I remember years ago when the Pope actually visited the U.S. And I just happened to be watching the news one day, and I saw Wolf come back, and he comes back into the studio after meeting with the Pope. And not being Catholic, I mean, I understand the importance of the Pope. I grew up in a Lutheran school and Baptist and non-denominational. But I just remember that day when he walks back into the studio and he couldn't even form words. He was beaming. He was so excited. And those sort of things about the things that he's seen, I would almost want to interview him just to hear his story. But especially things like that where you actually see the glimmer of the personality of some of these people that are just hard and fast news people, and they're in the serious business all the time. But to see that one thing about him that one day, and I remember that vividly, I'd be absolutely fascinated to meet with Wolf Blitzer someday. So Wolf, if you're watching, call me. Am I married? Well, yes, I am. I've been with my beloved wife, Susie, for almost 12 years now, coming up on 12 years now. And I can honestly say that the first time I saw her, she stole my breath away. Never doubted it, and the happiest day of my life was when she actually said yes and just never looked back. Every day is spectacular. So here's looking at you, kid. No, I don't have perfect hair. Inspiration doesn't wait for perfect hair. Come on, guys.